All right, so let's jump into these BAFTA nominations.
Them's good.
You know, the British Academy of Film and Television Arts Awards, they're a big deal, pretty much.
Yeah, huge.
Especially in the film world.
For sure.
And we've got some excerpts right here from the official announcement.
Okay.
And it's already looking like it's going to be a really interesting year.
Definitely.
What stands out to you?
Well, right away, I've got to say, like, the number of first-timers is pretty crazy.
It is.
14 of the 24 acting nominees are first-timers.
That's almost 60%.
I know,
It really makes you think.
It does.
Like, is BAFTA kind of like shifted towards like
a new generation is coming up.
A new generation of talent.
Yeah, and it's not just the number. It's also just like the diversity of their backgrounds and the roles that they're being nominated for.
Yeah, and it's all different kinds of roles, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, take Mikey Madison and Yuri Borsov.
Okay.
For Anora.
Yeah.
They're relative unknowns.
Yeah.
But they're already, like, making huge waves.
Making a splash.
Yeah.
And you also have, like, people like Ariana Grande.
Oh, yeah.
And Cynthia Erivo.
Big names.
Huge names in the music world.
Yeah.
And now they're, like,
crossing over
into film with Wicked.
Huge musical.
Yeah, and it really begs the question.
It does.
Are we going to see more musicians like crossing over into acting?
I think it's possible.
Especially with musicals.
Yeah.
Being so popular.
Yeah, especially like the big blockbuster movie musicals.
Totally.
But then you also have the other side of it.
Yeah.
Where it's not even just established names.
Right.
Like Selena Gomez got nominated for Emilia Perez.
Interesting.
And that film's been pretty divisive.
It has.
So it makes you wonder, is that going to hurt her or help her chances at the awards?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes controversy can generate buzz.
Yeah, totally.
And attract attention.
For sure.
But on the other hand, it could alienate some voters.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah. We'll have to see how that plays out.
We will. But speaking of fascinating stories.
Oh, yeah.
Clarence Macklin.
Amazing.
What a journey.
Wow.
58 years old.
Wow.
Makes his acting debut in Sing Sing.
Sing Sing.
Playing a younger version of himself.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Amazing.
What a story.
Such an inspiration.
Yeah, talk about resilience and second chances.
Absolutely.
I mean, to go from incarceration to a BAFTA nomination.
It's amazing.
Is truly inspiring.
It is, and it speaks to like the power of representation.
Yeah.
And telling these stories.
These important stories that may not have been given a platform before.
Yeah, it really does broaden the scope.
It does.
Of what we consider award-worthy.
For sure.
Would you say?
Absolutely.
And while we're celebrating the newcomers, I do think it's important to point out that there are some veteran actors also in the running.
For sure.
So we've got Zoe Saldana, Demi Moore, Guy Pearce, Isabella Rossellini, Kieran Culkin, Sebastian Stan, Jeremy Strong.
Okay.
The list
what goes on.
Goes on and on.
So much talent.
Do you think this mix
I do.
of experience and fresh faces makes it harder to predict?
It does. Who will win? I think it makes it more exciting.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's not just about who's been around the longest.
Right.
It's about who's giving the most compelling performance.
Regardless of experience.
Exactly.
So looking at the nominations overall, Conclave. Is leading with 12 nominations.
Wow.
In various categories.
Right.
But hot on its heels.
Okay.
Emilia Perez.
Right.
With 11 nominations.
Yeah, that's the one we were talking about.
The one we were just talking about.
Yeah, with Selena Gomez.
Yeah, and then The Brutalist.
The Brutalist, okay.
Rounds out the top 3.
Gotcha.
With 9.
9 nominations.
So it's interesting to see such a close race right from the start.
It really speaks to the quality and diversity of films being produced this year.
And speaking of diversity, big year for representation.
Yeah.
At the BAFTAs.
Huge.
Carla Sofia Gascon is the first transgender actor ever nominated by BAFTA.
That's incredible.
And she's nominated for her role.
Okay.
And Emilia Perez.
Emilia Perez.
In fact, the titular role.
Oh, wow.
That's a landmark moment.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Yeah. It really is a significant step forward. I mean, for transgender visibility and inclusivity in film. It's a big deal.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not just about recognizing talent. It's also challenging those traditional notions of who gets to be represented on screen.
For sure. A powerful message that resonates.
It does.
Far beyond the awards themselves.
Absolutely.
But, you know, no deep dive into nominations would be complete.
Yeah.
Without talking about
gotta talk about
the snubs.
The snubs.
And this year, there are some pretty big names missing from the list.
Like Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, wow.
Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
Amy Adams. Jude Law.
Huge names.
All very well-respected actors with impressive bodies of work.
Yeah.
But they didn't get any nominations this year.
And the biggest surprise for me?
Yeah.
Denzel Washington.
Oh, wow.
The article even mentioned his scenery-chewing performance.
I know.
In Gladiator 2.
Gladiator 2.
You'd think that would be a shoo-in.
Yeah, for sure.
For a nomination.
Really surprising.
It is, especially considering...
He's such a time Oscar winner.
I know. And it's not just a case of him being overlooked.
Yeah.
For this one role.
Right.
He's never actually received a BAFTA nomination.
Oh.
Ever.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is really interesting.
It really makes you wonder if there's like
a difference
in what American or British academies look for in a performance.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Like maybe there are these subtle distinctions in their criteria.
Yeah, like maybe there's a certain sensibility.
Yeah, a certain style.
Or a style that resonates more with one voting body over the other.
Interesting.
It is interesting. It's a good reminder that these awards are prestigious.
Of course.
But they are subjective judgments.
Oh, yeah.
Based on a particular group's preferences.
Absolutely.
But the surprises don't stop there with the actors.
Right.
3 out of 6.
Wow.
Best Director nominees are first-timers.
Really?
Brady Corbett.
Okay.
Sean Baker. And Curly Fargett.
All receiving their first BAFTA nominations for directing.
That's amazing.
It is.
Yeah,
and coupled with
the
influx of new acting talent.
Right.
It seems like we're witnessing...
The changing of the guard.
Yeah, a changing of the guard in the film industry.
For sure.
It's like this wave of fresh energy.
Fresh perspectives.
And new perspectives.
Exciting.
Which is exciting.
It is.
And we can't overlook the fact that 12 of the nominated films were directed by women.
12.
That's a significant number.
It is.
It's a really positive trend.
Yeah.
And I think it reflects a growing awareness of the need for gender parity.
In the film industry.
Absolutely.
And while there's still a long way to go,
there is.
It's definitely a step in the right direction.
It is a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And it signals a shift.
It does.
In who's telling stories.
Yeah.
And whose voices are being amplified.
It really does.
So looking at the nominations overall.
Okay.
Would you say they suggest
I would.
a real turning point in film?
I think so.
With new talent, diverse voices, different perspectives, taking center stage?
Yeah, I think that's a really fair assessment.
Okay.
This year's nominations feel different.
They do?
There's this sense of change.
Yeah.
A willingness to embrace the new, challenge the status quo.
Yeah.
The question is...
What's the question?
Will this translate into actual wins?
Oh.
Will the BAFTAs fully embrace this new wave?
Right.
Or will they stick with more established names?
That is the million-dollar question.
It is.
And it's something I hope you'll consider as we wrap up this deep dive.
Sounds good.
Will these nominations signal a lasting change in the industry? Or are they just a blip on the radar?
The blip on the radar, yeah.
It's a question worth pondering.
For sure.
And it's something we'll be keeping a close eye on.
Yeah. We'll see how it all plays out.
As award season unfolds.
But one thing's for certain.
Okay.
This year's nominations have sparked a lot of conversations.
They have.
And raised some really important questions.
Yeah, about representation, inclusivity.
Yeah.
And the future of film.
Big questions.
And ultimately, those conversations are just as valuable as the awards themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they really make you think about things.
I do.
It's not just about who wins, you know, like a shiny statue.
It's about the bigger picture.
It is. It's about, like, the stories we value.
Exactly.
And the artists.
And the artists we choose to celebrate.
That we choose to celebrate. And this year, it seems like the BAFTAs are recognizing a much wider range of stories and artists.
I agree. There's a sense of openness.
Yeah.
A willingness to push those boundaries.
It is refreshing.
It is.
To see that. It'll be really fascinating to see how this translates into the actual awards ceremony. Right. Will the winners reflect this shift?
That's the question.
Towards these new voices and diverse perspectives.
Yeah.
Or will we see the more established names?
Will they prevail? Who knows?
And this is something for all of you listening.
Yes.
To think about, too.
Ponder.
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, I think there's a real possibility.
Yeah.
For some upsets this year.
For sure. I mean, the nominations are pointing to like a changing landscape.
Totally.
And that could lead to some really unexpected wins.
Which would be very exciting.
Very exciting.
It would send a strong message.
It would.
About where the film industry is heading.
Definitely.
So to wrap things up.
Okay.
This year's Bafta nominations.
Yeah.
They're more than just a list of names.
They are.
They're a snapshot.
Right, like a glimpse.
Of this changing industry.
Totally.
One that's embracing new talent. Diverse voices. And stories that challenge the status quo.
And like we've been saying.
Yeah.
They raise some really important questions.
Yeah, about representation, inclusivity, what we value in film.
Very important questions.
And they're worth continuing to explore.
Yeah.
Even after the award ceremony's over.
For sure.
So if you're curious to see how this all plays out.
Yeah.
Make sure to check out the full list of nominees.
Yeah, go check it out.
And tune in to the ceremony.
Definitely.
Which is going to be hosted by the one and only
David Tennant.
Love him. On February 16th.
Okay.
At London's Royal Festival Hall.
All right, mark your calendars.
Who do you think will take home the awards?
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know. Until next time, happy viewing.